recorded. So please note that, and very much, and please deliver your speech.
Thank you very much. So we will brief the subject more broadly. We are the Technical University of Košice, but we are not only established in the city of Košice. We have 9 faculties, and we have 1 faculty also in the city of Prešov. So we have a quite good position in the region of East Slovakia. So the goal or mission of the university is not only to educate people, but be part of the ecosystem or be part of the general activities of the region. And our goal is to not only provide education and personal qualified people, but also to provide research, innovation, innovate, and create networking of association, industry, and academia also. So our organizational structure from the point of view of innovation and technology transfer is as such. We have a vice rector for innovation and technology transfer, where the division of innovation and technology transfer manages all other departments in this field. We will speak more about the University Science Park TECHNICOM, which was established in 2018. Our own technology transfer office was established in 2012. So we are quite young in this department, but from the creation of a University Science Park, the Science Park also provides the goals or the missions of technology transfer, and the Technology Transfer Office is part of the University Science Park. So University Science Park is the ecosystem of research and transfer of technologies in the field of innovative applications supported by knowledge-based technologies. We have become a full member of International Association of Science Parks and Areas of Innovation from the year 2018 and 2019. And it's a it was a great help in the field of meeting other University Science Park or other partners and subjects from the field of technology transfer. So as a university is part of the ecosystem of the region, also University Science Park is part of the technology transfer ecosystem in Technical University of Košice, and its goal is to connect all the relevant factors in technology transfer system. So, of course, the main goal or the first goal of University Science Park is to enable technology development and innovation, and connect actors, key players, and material resources of university. Of course, actors, these are not only employees, researchers, but also our students and the industry partners. Key players are, for example, universities, other research institutions, cluster of management companies, venture capitals, legal persons, and so on. Material resources of university, it's, for example, technical equipment, premises, fundings, and networking. The mission of University Science Park is to, of course, accelerate technology transfer, innovation, and business support at Technical University of Košice. Is to create space to support the implementation of applied research and development, to ensure the transfer of research and development results are transferred into practice, and to support the creation and development of businesses using research and development results to transfer the knowledge or technology and goods or services into industry. The goal of University Science Park is to also provide so-called one-stop shop for all the relevant needs of university, and is to support innovation and technology transfer of research and development knowledge and products. Also is to establish win-to-win collaboration between academic and a public research organization, or of course industry. Another goal is to support high-tech companies through either spin-off activities or startup initiatives. Also is to provide consultancy, expertise, and engineering services, and relevant education and training activities in the field of intellectual property or technology transfer in general. Since University Science Park was established in 2018, the focus is on the 5 fields of science. So These are information and communication technologies, electrical engineering, automation, and control systems. Another is mechanical engineering, civil engineering, and environmental engineering, since we are a technical university. So what does the general structure of University Science Park looks like? So we have a couple of units or smaller departments. It is a department of intellectual property protection, unit of project activities, unit of entrepreneurship acceleration, and there are a contact and information center and facility management unit. The goal is to connect the university infrastructure, our structure of University Science Park, and to transfer the knowledge or technology into industry. So we will talk about a few activities of University Science Park. The first category is to establish joint research and innovation centers with the partners from industry or research and academia. The goal is to not only create a partnership to provide a general research or scientific result and transfer the result into practice, but the goal is to establish long-term and long-standing partnership with partners from industry, for example, and other research and academic institutions. These joint centers are not only providing general research activities to transfer these research results into practice, but these are also activities in the field of, for example, more effective transfer of research and development results into practice and to provide support of these activities. Another category of activities of University Science Park is to accelerate innovative enterprises in the market and in the region. So we are connecting either novice entrepreneurs, students, employees, researchers with the industry and with the practice. We are providing expert mentoring support with the potential use of research and development infrastructure of our university. This is how our acceleration program looks like. We will not talk about it in more detail, but the goal is to connect and provide support for in pre-incubation period for people that have general ideas, for example, but have not established some form of company. The goal is to provide them and to guide them to create some business model. And when this part is finished or established and the company is established, for example, startup is created, then the incubation period starts. The general term of incubation period is 3 years. The goal is to, of course, support the company with the transfer of goods and services and into practice and in the market. The acceleration program was started from 2014. Since then, we have 12 rounds of competition of startup, and we have supported more than 120 projects. Right now, from the year of 2021, we currently have 18 startups or projects in our acceleration program, and we are providing support for 15 companies in incubation program. There are a couple of awards that our startups have won gradually from 2014, and you can see it in this screen. We have, for example, it's become a tradition to meet President of Slovak Republic in our startup center. This was the case in last president, Mr. Andrej Kiska, and this was the case in our current president, Ms. Čaputová. So the goal of our University Science Park in this department or in this category is to provide good space and good networking opportunities to really provide support for companies, to provide support for startups, with the goal of selling products, innovative products and services in the market. Another category of our activities is to provide education, and these activities or these goals is reached more broadly. We not only provide, for example, intellectual property protection education, but we also provide other education activities that relate to presentation, for example, in marketing, product and services, business model, project and product management, and so on. Third category of activities is to provide IP protection services, since University Science Park also functions as a technology transfer office. You can see that only in 2020, our university filed more than 30 patent application, 46 utility model application, 7 design application with the Intellectual Property Office of Slovak Republic. The number of application increased by 60% compared to 2019. We have also been granted the patent from Canada and European Patent Office in 2020. How does the technology transfer process looks like? It needs to be said that it relates to traditional technology transfer model in academia and research institutions. But these steps that you can see on the screen are not strictly determined. And of course, this process or these respective steps are interdependent. All starts with the disclosure of the invention of the researchers, and the next steps are followed. The goal, of course, is to provide commercialization opportunities of this technology, either by startup or spin-off companies or by commercialization to existing companies on the market. What we are doing is we are using effective services of National Center of Technology Transfer in Slovak Republic. This is association that the members are 7 or 8 universities from Slovakia, also Slovak Academic Sciences, and Slovak Center of Scientific and Technical Information established in Bratislava. So there is something similar that the Czech Republic community has in Transfera. Also, what we are trying to do is through our own website of University Science Park TECHNICOM is to provide general perception of our activities and technology transfer process. So a unit of intellectual property protection has own is part of the website of the University Science Park TECHNICOM. You can't see it in English, but we provide general information of activities in this field. For example, we provide monthly news for this information is public and it's for all researchers, employees, or other parties and industry. We provide monthly news of what exactly happened in the field of intellectual property and technology transfer. For example, what patents were granted, what patent application and from what field were filed, and so on. What we have done also, of course, we have own system and own register of intellectual property rights. But since we are one university and we have 9 faculties, when we file, for example, patent application, the applicant or the owner is technical university. But we also wanted to provide all relevant parties and researchers information from which faculty, for example, the technology or the invention was researched or was established. So this register is public and all relevant parties can see it. Of course, the next category of University Science Park TECHNICOM activities are R&D project activities. For example, from 2014 and to 2020, we have supported dozens of R&D projects that are together worth almost 30 million euros. We have also participated in Horizon 2020 project called MIDI, Manufacturing Industry Digital Innovation Hub. This Digital Innovation Hub was established also as a part of University Science Park. The goal is to provide support and in digital transformation and AI application, to provide support in the field of technology transfer and innovation, training and upskilling, and also to upgrade innovation ecosystem and network collaboration. This was nominated in national selection to become European Digital Innovation Hub. So of course, these are not only services that the University Science Park provides, but these are also facility services that you can see on the screen. We have more than 50 working rooms and meeting rooms to really provide good networking environment. So thank you very much for the attention. This is all from me, and I give a word to my colleague. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Miroslav Michalko, and I am the employee of the Technical University in Košice. I am assistant professor here. At the same time, I'm running with my colleagues the SME company named CEELABS, and now I will try to shortly explain our journey, which we have passed in the last 7 years, and I will tell you a little bit about our real experience we have here with the technology University Science Park TECHNICOM and the technology support we have received from this institution. So at the early beginnings in 2013, together with my 3 colleagues, we had a discussion that somehow we would like to be, as a teachers, connected more tightly with the needs of the real market. And at those times, you know, our salaries was not as good as we expected after finishing the university and doing our PhDs. We had a feeling that many of our students have a better conditions on the market. So we were trying somehow to help in our situation to stay at the university and at the same time to have some additional resource of funding for our lives. So it was the situation in 2013. So we decided to search for the opportunity on the market. But as we are assistant professors and we, as a part of our work, do the research, we are trying to find some new products, to find some maybe gap in the market, and to have something what is our own. So we had many hours of discussions not only within our group, but talking with the representatives of the companies or industry and university to see if they see some potential, how to run some business and at the same time stay at the university. As students, PhD students freshly finished, we had no real experience how to run the business, how to make sales, how to run the company from the economical point of view, and many other questions we had. So, and in this time at the university, new structure started to work. It was University Science Park, and the Science Park come with the really nice activity. It's support for startups and companies within the structure of the university. What was very interesting for us, and our early beginnings are connected to the university and University Science Park. So, as I mentioned, this is just brief journey we have passed, and at the end I will tell you what we've learned from this. Our background is software and hardware development, and specialization is mostly of computer networks. And we had one article in local newspaper that we as a startup company would like to work with IoT technologies and data analysis. And one of our students was working at the Eastern Slovak distribution company, which provides the electricity for entire region. And they were looking within the company some solutions how to read data from the power meters at the households and have such data available in their databases online. So they know they expected that they will find a solution how the end customers will be able to see what is their real consumptions at households without the need to go and read the power meters, you know, write down to paper and submit somewhere the recent consumption. So it was our first business case. We had an agreement with the Eastern Slovak distribution company, and we created for them specific hardware and software solution which allowed using the PLC to read the data from the power meters, which didn't support it within its own implementation, the possibility to send the data over the internet. So we did a box which was able to read the data from the power meter using the serial interface and then send the data over the internet of the customer directly to the Eastern Slovak distribution company. This was successful pilot we ran together. It allowed us to CEELABS to gain new knowledge, as we had almost known real experience with the power distribution companies and the electricity. You know, we were working mostly with the computer network and software development. So this helped us a lot. And also we found a partner we have for the last 7 years. Maybe if I think I can tell you that now we are the part of the critical infrastructure of the distribution company. So it helped us a lot to have some monthly budget. And we are providing 24/7 support for some of their services. The second really nice success case we had at the early beginnings, the first year of our startup, it's again thanks to the support of the Technical University of Košice. We was piloting the R&D cooperation with the Cisco, because Cisco, using their networking academy, asked some academies to cooperate on one problem they had in their critical infrastructure. And only one university from whole Europe answered that we have experts which may help you. And it was the team, me and my colleagues, where we was programming some solution for the Cisco. And this solution helped to solve the problem of one Hungarian telecommunication company. And this was also some financial injection which helped us at the beginning. But I need to say that both of those starting cooperation was result of our cooperation with the university and University Science Park. So it's good when you're starting doing the business that you have such kind of support, that university will help you to connect with the people who have money and do the decisions. So as you can see on the next slide, another big advantage to be part of the university is connection to policymakers and connections to the company representatives, and this makes a good marketing, especially for startup. If you can explain your idea to the people who can tell you if your idea is feasible, if there is such a need on the market. So it helped us a lot. And as Peter explained, Technology Park is very helpful also with this support for startups, which is a journey which takes 3 years. And during these 3 years long period, we have received many consultations. Especially we needed support with the business, how to run the business, how to find good employees, how to make the communication with the authorities in order to run the SME. And now we are in the second stage of our cooperation within this pilot program, and we are based within the University Science Park directly. So we have our company located within this park, and we have 3 full staff employees who are doing programming and hardware development for our customers. Later on, I will explain you what is our product portfolio right now. But I got to tell that the university within this 3 or 4 years long period helped us a lot with establishment of the financial plans and helped us with this ideation support because this is the problem of many startups, that you have the idea, but the feasibility and the ideation phase sometimes is the last phase for the many of the startups. So thanks to the university support, we overcome this, and today we have a product which is real marketed, and we have customers which are our partners, and this helps us to stay alive as a company. But in this case, in this moment, I got to say that this company is always our second job. So we are still working at the university as assistant professor or associate professors, but but this startup is on our second rail. So maybe sometimes if we will move from the university, the CEELABS startup will have better numbers. But now, all these 7 years, we invested into development of our own product, and it's not a simple task to move from TRL, the EU is using now for the project development phase 1 to phase 8 we are right now. Another big advantage to be at the university is access to laboratories and the technology, which is quite expensive, and opportunity to discuss our problems with the people who are deeply in the problems we are trying to solve. So we see only advantages in our cooperation with this university science part. And now a little bit about product we have created. As I mentioned, our early beginnings was cooperation with the Eastern Slovak distribution company, where we gained the knowledge how to communicate with the power meters, how to get the data from those devices. And we decided to put some intelligence into this sector. Maybe last 60 or 70 years, there was no revolution in the field of delivering energy to the homes. You know, we still use the same devices for delivering energy, for switching off the circuits, for connecting devices. And in many other fields, there was many changes. And we know that the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other technologies are today in many fields of our lives, but not in energy sector. So we have created our own hardware device, which is doing the metering of the households or the companies, and sends the data to the cloud. And those data are later on analyzed using these intelligent services. So we are developing AI solutions which allows us to detect problems, allows us to identify the connected devices based on their fingerprints, and simply with one box you can have a real monitoring of your house and the situation within your energy network within the house. Also, these solutions is very nice applicable in these new EU movements. We can see right now, like establishment of the smart factories, smart cities. I was also a member as a university staff. The project which we had, and Peter already mentioned, it's a MIDI. It was the project which allows to transfer the University Science Park into the DIH, it's a Digital Innovation Hub. And for me, it helped me to gain the knowledge how to make the development which is in line with the needs or with the goals of the EU have right now in the green energy. And we are lucky that in the last 2 or 3 years, we can see that EU is offering funding for the development of the products in this field. So, for example, in Smart Factory, there is a big requirement for making a solutions which allows you to detect, for example, some malfunctions of the devices or the big devices before it happened. So some detection of the potential problem which can device have, and our solution allows that by implementing of machine learning into, for example, power consumption of the device, so we can predict that this device is behaving somehow strange, and this helps us to notify someone who is responsible for this device that something is going on. Please check it before the device get broken or will make some problem within the company. So on the right side, you can see the images of the UI, the user interface we have for monitoring the houses or the companies. Maybe at the end I can show you some practical examples. I mentioned you that we would like to put intelligence into this. For example, what we have now as a product is a device which measures the power consumption of every phase within your house in a single point. And this device is measuring the data in 1 second interval. So every second, this device sends the power consumption on every phase into the cloud. And we have very granular data for analysis. And based on this, we can recognize, based on behavior of this device, based on its fingerprint, what device it is and on which phase it is connected. It can be done on active basis, so our software will automatically detect that this device behaves like fridge, because fridge is always turning on and off in some intervals, so we can very simply automatically detect that the fridge is connected to L1, for example. But if you have problem with your fridge, it can be displayed on power consumption as non-working device, or if you have a lot of ice, for example, inside the fridge, so you got to de-ice it, we see that power consumption of the device is bigger. And this can be told to the household owner that there is some problem with your fridge, check it. Or I remember from my childhood that my mother was always forgetting to switch off the iron. I remember that few times we returned back to the home because my mother told the father that I'm not sure if I turned off the iron. You know, today you can have, for example, some intelligent switch, and you can see if the iron is on and or off. You can have an intelligent ironing device, but our device detects based on power consumption if the iron is on or off, because it has its own behavior within the network, and we can recognize it. For example, our application can send you a notification to your mobile phone that if you are 1 kilometer away from house and your iron is on, you will be notified that you forget to switch off the ironing device. And you don't need to invest into rebuilding your infrastructure within the house. We just need to measure your power consumption on of whole house at the single point. And this is a big advantage of our solution, because every device has its own specific behavior, like reactive power consumption, capacity, or inductive behavior, which helps us to detect it. It's not so simple for every device, but using the machine learning and AI techniques, we are improving it. Just an example, if you have a kettle which makes you a boiling water, the length how kettle is working is based on amount of water inside. So this is the real example. You can see that how AI can help you, that we are making profiles, hundreds of profiles per one device. So then we can on 99% say that this is a kettle which is right on right now. So what we've learned on our path, because now we have real products and we have hundreds of devices on the market, we really appreciated the help we have received from the technical universities, which is our home university, and we still work at this university. The connection with the academic field is something that's really amazing. It's the help which cannot be expressed maybe by numbers. It's help which helps to grow, to see what are the really need, what is the state of the art in the areas we are trying to make a business. And this is a big advantage of the university science parks, of the technology transfer centers which are located at the universities. I personally see that these structures, technology transfers structures, got to be located at the universities. It cannot just be a simple institution located out of nowhere. Now we have also advantage that EU is really supporting the startups, and many countries are providing the schemes for those startups how to accelerate. But the problem of many startups is that they will not survive the phase from the idea to the real company. And in this transition, I think parks like TECHNICOM is very helpful, because here is a lot of support and a lot of presentation and meetings with the people who understand how to make it, that it was simpler to pass through this phase in our case. Also, as we are part of University Science Park, I had many discussions with the director, Mr. Jakab, who is the head of this University Science Park, that a lot of investors with their private funds, angel investors, are coming to the science park and offering money for interesting ideas. So again, it's good to be part of such a structure, because you have, as a startup, a real touch with the potential investors, and the potential investor is showing you the mirror, showing you the best feedback if your product is feasible or your product is attractive for the market. As we are also a hardware company and we are producing our own solutions, in first stages we were trying to make PCBs and pick and place, all these transistors and other resistors, chips to the PCB using the local companies. But we see another problem, that our companies, in compared to China, are so slow. Just one example, we have designed a PCB and sent this request to the company which is in the neighboring city, and is a pretty big company which provides such a services. It took 1 week to have a feedback from this company that you have a problem in design in your PCB. So please repair, because we cannot place this chip on the board because you have only few space around. At the same time, we sent this PCB to China, and during that night, we have received a feedback from China that we checked your PCB design, you have a problem there, we have corrected the problem, and if you want, in 2 days, we can send you a PCB, few hundred of those, and in 7 days, using the carrier, you can have this all this production at home. So from China, if you send their design, you can have in 7-8 days a PCB completed in Košice. And it takes a week to communicate with the company which is on the next city, it's 20 minutes by car. And it's a really big company, to have a feedback that we'll take a look on this, and we see that there is one problem there. So also our companies got to be faster in this. So it's just the experience we had. So our production now is in China. I don't know if it's going to be changed, but just 2 days ago, we again ordered a few hundred of the devices completion in China. And in a week, we got it in Košice. So it's working. Our solutions, when we are offering this solution to the companies and to the regional structures, we know that they are working in the field of energy sector. They don't see the reason why to implement our solution into the households, into the companies. because for this is very futuristic product that to have a 1 second analysis what's behaving, how is behaving device or how is behaving this whole network, energy network within the household or in the company. But we understand that this product came a little bit earlier. That is the real need. But in the companies where we have already implemented our solution, they really like it, and we see that this is the future. That putting the intelligence to this sector is really nice. For example, we solved the problem of the many companies which are big consumers of the electricity, that they have some limits how much energy they can consume in a given period of time. It's some reserved capacity they have pre-ordered from the power distribution company, and if they will cross it twice a month, they will pay 3 times more for the electricity as some sanction for crossing this limit. What our solution does is that we are measuring what's happening within the company energy network, and if they are crossing this limit directly, we can switch off some devices within the company, so the company will not pay this penalty, this sanction for crossing this reserve capacity. And if you cross once this limit, which is set with distribution company, it costs thousands of euros. So our solution is cheaper in hundreds of euros. So just on last slide, you can see the hardware devices and the software we have created and we are selling. And I got to say, and this is the reason why I'm presenting here, is that all this was possible to make and possible to from the idea transfer into the product by the support which was given us to start up by the technical university, by its structure, which is University Science Park, which is very active. And we can see that in the last 2 or 3 years, the numbers of the consultations which are providing for the companies is increasing rapidly. The number of startups we are sitting in one building also is increasing rapidly. So we see, I understand it, and I see that this is the way how the science parks should work with the companies, with the smart people which are living around the universities or directly are the product of the university. So thank you very much for your presentation. That's all from my side. And now is, I think, place for discussion or whatever Mr. Moderator will plan to.
Thank you very much, Dr. Michalko. And I can already see there are 2 questions. The first one is related to CEELABS. So current prices of smart switches on the market are around 25 euro. This is one of the main limitations. What is your idea to increase the usability? What's your business model?
Mm-hmm. In the early beginnings, our idea is to sell the box. So, 100 euro and you can install it on your own premise. But during our marketing and business transition phase, now we are selling the solutions. So the company comes and asks for audit of their energy consumption to identify what can be improved, or in other speaking, how can we pay less for the electricity, and how can we, for example, detect or eliminate a possible problem on our devices which are connected to the power network. So our business now is not about selling the products, but it's about selling the solutions. So let's say such a box costs 200 euros, but we are not selling it. Price is not per box. Price is, for example, in thousands of euros. That we will come there using. We have partners for it because we don't have enough personal capacities to go to company and to implement it. But we have partners, business partners, who are doing this, and they are buying our products. But what is paid for is that this analysis, these AI and machine learning analysis are per month billing. So if you would like to see what's happening in your company, you've got to pay on a monthly basis. But this integration and implementation phase within the companies is on our partners. We have in Slovakia and Czech Republic also.
Thank you very much. And the second question asks about CE certifications.
Yes, we have. We have in Slovakia there is Interenchin, one national authority which provides the CE certification. So for our latest version of the product, because every version got to have its own CE certification, we have a valid certification. On the left side, you see the Merito, which is a box which is standard size for the DIN, and this device sends the data using the Wi-Fi on in the second interval. Or we have LoRaWAN solution, which is in 15 minutes interval and sends the data about what's happening in energy network. On the second device next to the Merito is Merito Control, is the switch where you can remotely turn on and off devices. So if analytics see that you are going to cross the reserved capacity, the relay Merito Control disconnects some devices you can choose in order not to cross this limit. And of course we have a website, so every customer can see what's going on in their network. If you are interested, I can show, for example, for some of you during the lunch how the website is looking like. And Merito Vault is just a simple detection if there is a power outage or not for the customers. It was the request from the customers.
Thank you. And of course, there can be asked questions. I can see that there's a hand risen, so please, Dr. Matulova.
Thank you for words, and thank you for your presentation. I would like to ask you, because at Hradec Králové University we prepared, let's say, a course for technology transfer, and we would like to improve the effectivity of startups and spin-offs. So for me, it would be very interesting if you can mention or say if you should attend this kind of course, what should not be missed in the course, or what information or skills were you missing at the beginning of your journey at the most. So thank you.
Just contact me and I'll be lucky to explain you what was missing and what I see now that helped us the most.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And is there any other question, please?
It's close to lunch.
I have
Okay.
one other question for the topic. Did you hear me, Ivan?
Yes, we can all hear you. Yeah. Please, Professor Krejcar.
I have a question regarding the Merito Integrate solution. Because I have a knowledge from a similar product from Czech Republic, and my question is about the connection to online electricity market. If you have an online connection, because the first solution is to decrease the current consumption and not to be over the limits, but the second option is to immediately buy increase the limit for the current company. Do you have connection to some provider of the electricity in your local environment?
I will start with this, that there in Czech there are companies. There are at minimum 4 companies I know. They do similar things as we do. With 2 of the companies we are more or less friends. So we are discussing the same problems we have, and those problems are common. And now we have 2 companies in Czech Republic who do some pilot phase of this Merito analytics and integrate within the Czech distribution company. I don't remember the name, but Mr. Kellner is the owner, so the biggest one, I think. Real customers we have in Slovakia. For example, we have now pilot in Lidl. Lidl company has big own distribution centers where have a lot of fridges, and sometimes they have fails, and this is immediate loss for them if they lose the connectivity. So we are measuring the whole logistic warehouses and are giving them results. As one of the results was that they decided to change technology on fridges. Some of the fridges, they see that they have much higher consumption when they are full than was proclaimed by their seller. And we have, for example, one big company which works with the steel in the region. And this company is using, for example, the statistics. They are switching on and off devices not to overcome this reserve capacity. So this is our most case we have now, what we are selling. That, for example, this big company paid 70,000 euro sanctions per month for overcoming this capacity. And our device, thanks to Merito control, don't allow to switch off some devices. And it's immediate. It's immediate savings for this company. We are saving approximately 50,000 a month for this company, and they were used to pay it. Now they are not paying it at all. So paying 1,000 euros per month for such service is good for them and is good for us. Just and what we are working, but Merito analytics, so the measurement and Merito control, it's quite simple solution how to measure something. We spend a lot of time to measure this with precision less than 1%. So we spend a lot of time to find the proper these circuits inside to be very precise in measuring. But the biggest challenge we have now is the Merito integrate, as you mentioned, is to apply the machine learning techniques, and this is the science we are adding to this, to recognize the devices. And it's pretty challenging, but I think that 50% of the standard devices in households can be detected right now on 90%. Problem is with these multi-state machines like a washing machine, which has the sixth sense, and then you see that the program will take longer than usual, the washer decides to do it. So we are mostly working with this right now. We have an idea at the beginning that our primary customers will be the households. But now I see that our primary customers are companies. So we are still looking for some investments into it. So last month we have attended for the open calls. EU is offering like a platoon where they can give you more than 100 euros for experiments in this field. So we see now this is the way how to get it. And again, this is the big thing from the technical university that provides us support with such projects. At minimum, they are sending us information that here are such possibilities, what to attend, what to try. And so we are not selling these products now to the households, but primarily to the companies. For the companies, the most interesting thing for many of the owners is to see what's going on in my company. I know that the director of this company in the morning opens up the website and see the power consumption of the company during the night. So without any intelligence, they see if the company is working on 100% or they have some consumption less after the midnight. So during the night shift, they know that there were some problems on not all the links or the devices was working on 100% during the night. So So this is the measurement, and I hope that intelligence we are fighting with will be ready to be rolled out on the market in 1 year. But we now have multiple pilots with some customers in this. It's not a simple task.
Thank you very much for your answers. We are shortly, yes, the session is about to end. So at the end, let me mention that the session is organized with the support of Erasmus Plus program of the European Union. And I wish to thank our dear guests, Dr. Čižmár and Dr. Michalko, for their time and for sharing their experience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, and I hope that you liked the session and that we will see you also on the next sessions that are after lunch and after afternoon. Thank you very much and have a nice rest of the day. Goodbye.